Hi there, welcome to another session. Today we'll be looking at elements, mixtures, and compounds. How would you classify the following items? Sugar and water, copper, salt, seawater/salt water. They are all matter and can be classified into two groups, pure substances and mixtures. Sugar and water and seawater would be mixtures, while copper and salt would be pure substances. How can you tell if matter is a pure substance or a mixture? A substance is pure if 1. It has a fixed, constant composition and properties, and 2. The components or parts of that substance cannot be separated using physical means. For example, salt. Melting and boiling points can also be used to determine when a substance is pure. Impurities change the melting and boiling points of pure substances. A pure substance can either be an element, for example copper, or a compound, for example, or common table salt. How is an element different from a compound? An element is a pure substance that cannot be broken down into anything simpler. A compound, which is also a pure substance, has 2 or more elements chemically joined together in fixed proportions to form a new substance with changed chemical and physical properties. Mixtures, on the other hand, consist of 2 or more substances physically combined together in different proportions. The individual substances maintain their individual physical and chemical properties and can be easily separated. We can see this in the example of iron filings and sulfur mixture. The mixture is actually separated by using a magnet. When iron filing and sulfur are heated, a new substance is formed with new chemical and physical properties, so it now becomes a compound. Mixtures can be separated into 2 main groups, homogeneous and heterogeneous. How are homogeneous mixtures different from heterogeneous mixtures? In homogeneous mixtures, there is a uniform composition of the substances and their properties. It is difficult to identify the individual components in the mixture. For example, salt water. It's difficult to tell the difference between the salt and the water in that mixture. While in heterogeneous mixtures, the individual components are different and can be easily identified. For example, sulfur and iron. It's easy to identify the sulfur and the iron in that mixture. Classify the following mixtures as homogeneous or heterogeneous. Solutions are homogeneous mixtures, while colloids and suspensions are usually heterogeneous. Therefore, the soda, air, and brass, which are all solutions, would be homogeneous. Sand and water, which is a suspension, the jelly and milk, which are colloids, would be heterogeneous. Solutions consist of a solute and a solvent. The solvent does the dissolving while the solute is the substance being dissolved. Brass is an example of a solution with a solid as both the solute and the solvent. Air is an example of a solution that has a gas as a solute and a solvent. Soda is an example of a solution that has a liquid as a solvent and a gas and solid as the solute. A suspension consists of an insoluble solute in a solvent. The particles of the solute are usually larger and heavier than those of the solvent. If the mixture is left undisturbed, the solute particles would settle at the bottom of the container. A colloid also consists of a solvent and insoluble solute. However, the size of the solute particles are smaller than those in a suspension, but not as small as those in a solution. The solute particles will not settle if the mixture is left to stand. Let us see what you can remember from this session. Thanks for watching and listening. I will see you in the next session.